Welcome, yogis, to this 30 minutes of Yin Yoga. And today I'm going to do a combination of restorative and Yin Yoga. Just for one of those days where you feel you need to recharge yourself with a lot of energy, or just simply feel like you need to rest, where you feel like you need to just create a time to unwind and take a pause for the overstimulation, the extra duties, the overwhelm of what life sometimes can feel like. So for this practice, we're going to need a blanket, which by the way, I'm going to grab it right now. And let's just go ahead and start straight into it. We're going to start on our bellies and we're going to start stretching the inner thighs. So we have 30 minutes. I want to give you the most of this practice. We're going to embrace lots of silence. And remember that these classes, all of them, you have the option to follow my playlist on Spotify if you enjoy practicing with music, relaxing yoga music that helps you to also tap into other senses so you can organically become more in tune in relaxing on your own. But sometimes music is very helpful to get us into that state. So with a blanket in front of you, it could be a towel, it could be a cushion, it could be something that you can just kind of rest and have extra support. We're going to lay on our abdomen. And you can open your feet as wide as your mat. You don't have to worry about any sort of alignment here. We're just going to use our forearms and just kind of lay the forehead in here. And we're going to bend the right knee forward and up and make sure your toes are pointing out. Now, that knee can go a little lower or can go as high as you like, okay? The idea is to kind of help you stretch a little bit the inner thigh and the groin area. So make sure that the right hip right now, as we're doing the right leg, make sure that the inner thigh, the groin area is pressing into the mat. What I mean by that is like when we bend the knee, the right hip tends to open. See if you can draw it down to the floor. We're just going to stay here for a moment of silence so you can connect to your breath. Once again, I'm going to give you lots of silence today so you can learn to unwind. And whenever you find yourself too much in your head, just remind yourself that this is your time, this is your practice, and give yourself the gift to be present, to be mindful, and to send love and compassion to your body as you tap into your breath. You ready? Let's go ahead. Make yourself comfortable. Allow yourself to soften where you can with every exhale. Just letting your body drop and settle. And so is the mind, and so is your breath. Just remember to tapping into that meditative, introspective, quiet time. It's completely opposite, right? These practices nourishes exactly the opposite of what our life in today's day are full of movement, busyness, doing and thinking. So please rest assured when you find yourself that perhaps you could be doing something more productive. Just remind yourself that resting is the most productive thing you can do in today's day. Just like a muscle, resting also needs to be practiced in order to get stronger in your mindset that it's okay to rest. Continue settling here. We're almost there. Just continue soften where you can. And just a couple more breaths here. Release your right leg. Give yourself a moment here. Just spread your forearms before we go to the side. Let's do a little bit of sphinx in here. Feel free to drop the head to stretch the back of the neck. Let the shoulders be softened. Allow the shoulder blades to come together. Just don't resist the pose in the upper back. Just let it sink. Just a couple more breaths here. And let's do that pose of the inner thigh stretch on the other side. So you're gonna bring your left knee forward and out to the side. Remember to close your left groin in. And just take a moment there to rest your forehead and your arms. And just continue bringing a sense of kindness and compassion and stillness as we practice today a mix of yin and restorative, just to nourish a little bit more a sense of rest. And just notice what feels resistance and why, and maybe just soften and allow yourself to perhaps even a gentle falling asleep in here. The idea is to feel so relaxed that your nerve system feels that it can fall asleep, and that's okay. That's all good. All good signs. Restorative practices are more targeting your nerve system to provide a sense of safety and relaxation. So if you're finding challenging just to be still and quiet and so you can relax, that's a very strong indication over how overstimulated your nerve system is. So be patient, stay with your breath, practice a little bit of mindfulness to help you alleviate any urges of anxiety or restless. Continue breathing with ease. Just a couple more breaths here. And then extend the left leg behind you. And this time you're gonna press gently back into your first child's pose. So keep your child's pose with your knees together so you can use the thighs to support your chest. And use that blanket so you can rest the forehead in there and bring the hands by your side, palms facing up. Just letting the shoulder blades melt away from each other down into the legs. And just pressing the forehead, the center of the forehead, your third eye. So you can tap into your intuition and continue observing how you feel with no judgment. And just take opportunity of this position right this moment in this type of practice to acknowledge the things that you perhaps are holding too tight or trying too hard. See if you can instead embrace and trust and let go. Don't try so hard. Invite a sense of ease into your life. So melt away the extra efforts. Trust in your inner intuition and wisdom. Recharge yourself with whatever you feel you need. And let go of whatever you feel no longer serves you. Just a couple more breaths in here. And then gently come all the way up. We're gonna sit in our heels for a moment and side stomp. Take your time to rest your hands somewhere on your legs. If you want to place a blanket underneath your hips and between the heels, you can, or if you want to place a blanket in front of your feet, you can. I know this can be very tough on the feet, so feel free to adjust. Sitting on the heels, keeping the spine nice and tall. Close your eyes and breathe. Continue relaxing your physical existence. Nothing to think, nothing to go, have nowhere to go, nothing to think, nothing to say, completely present right here, right now. Just a couple more breaths. Good, and then slowly open your eyes if they were closed. Come all the way into your backs. And we're gonna do some supine tweaking to stretch the lower back and stretch a little bit your gentle outer hips and your glutes. If you have that blanket, bring it between the thighs, squeeze it between the thighs. Come back to your back. Drop both knees to the right. Keep that blanket in between the thighs. It feels nice to have that support. And then open that left arm. Rest your right hand on the left thigh and bring your gaze to the left. Stay here for a moment. Just let this pose feel good in the abdomen area, in the upper chest, upper back, lower back. And just let that blanket in between the legs, bring that sense of relaxation between the inner thighs. You're welcome to make it as thicker as you need to. Whatever helps you here to feel really support. Less effort, the less effort, the best. So settle in, adjust, and breathe. Couple more breaths in here. And then slowly bring your legs back to center, both knees. And then shift inside. Just move your pelvis slightly to the right and both knees to the left. Reach your right arm out to the side. And just kind of breathe in here. Continue squeezing that blanket in between your legs or simply relax the legs. Let your eyes be closed. Continue embracing that sense of fully letting go and relax fully into this moment. Notice your frustration or your annoyance, if that's what you're feeling, for not being able today or right this moment to slow down and relax. Just notice that, and then don't judge yourself for it. It's part of the process. Feel free to practice this class as often as you need to strengthen that muscle of allowing yourself to rest with ease. Eventually, I promise you, it will happen. But in the meantime, on that back and forth between distraction and in the practice, if you can stay and observe the breath just as it is for as long as you can. Couple more breath here. Excuse me. Feel free to stretch as you slowly get out of the pose. Let the blanket out to the side and hug both knees into your chest and gently rock side to side. Eyes closed. I'm going to give you two options for a final relaxation to close the practice. Option one, you're going to come into Shavasana. So you're going to kick the legs in front of you, rest them on the ground. Option two, for those of you who might have a wall nearby, you can rest your legs up into the wall. So I'm going to leave you a moment here to adjust. Try not to overdo it. If your wall is far away, just stay on your mat and go into Shavasana. Just try to maintain and continue cultivating that sense of ease. And don't worry about how close your pelvis is into the wall if you're choosing that option. It's all about making your body very comfortable here. And if you have that blanket, place it on top of the pelvis. It's always nice to have that sense of safety and stability. Your hands in any position that brings you comfort for the shoulders. Close your eyes, reconnect to that breath, and just embrace this restorative side of the class. Just let your feet and your legs be in any position that feels right, as wide or as together as they need to. Toes relax, thighs relax, shoulders and neck relax. Your eyes, your face relax. Your head is fully relaxed. Lower back and upper back deeply relaxed. Abdomen is relaxed. You can silently repeat the phrase, I am grateful for my body. I am grateful for this moment of relaxation. It's a good way to entertain the mind from distractions. I am grateful for my body. And I'm grateful for my rest. Two more rounds of breath here. Make a nice and slow breath. Just reach the arms overhead and give yourself a long stretch wherever you are, wall or on the mat. Then slowly hug the knees back into your chest. Feel free to move the blanket out to the side. Rock side to side for a moment on the lower back. And then come all the way up to your comfortable seated position as you roll into the right side for a moment. And continue pressing to come all the way into your comfortable seated position. Take your time there. Just acknowledge how you're feeling. It only takes just a little bit of restfulness or restful time throughout the day to help your body to feel more inner balance, more center. I really, if anything, I want you to take from this practice is to acknowledge that resting is more productive than being busy productive. This is how you auto-regulate. This is how you self-soothe in your nerve system. This is how you maintain that homeostasis state in the body to minimize anxiety, inflammation, that ultimately leads into chronic diseases in the body because the body is not at ease. So provide more ease into the body with these type of practices. I let you go, and I hope you continue the rest of your day center, calm, and focused. Infinite gratitude. Have a wonderful rest of your day.